And you know me, bro, I never back the early kickoff. And you know me, bro, I never back the early kickoff. Back the early kickoff. And you know me, bro, I never back the early kickoff. Finesse like.
Yes, what's going on, people? Welcome to Never Back the Early Kickoff, episode 8. The podcast that keeps you one step ahead of the bookies while having a proper laugh doing it. No filters, no nonsense, just solid picks, proper chat, and a weekly reminder that backing the early kickoff does ruin lives. My name is Leon, and I have a sixth sense for picking players to be carded.
And I'm Josh, and this weekend I am a loser. An absolute loser.
Mate, you're a loser every weekend, but I like it. To take it that it's not been good times your end.
Oh mate, it's been a bad week. Where do you want to begin?
Mate, to be honest, I've not had a great one my end either. To be honest with you, like mine was like I got saved on Sunday, mate. But we'll come to that. Before we get into the bet, like how we got on this week, sounds like you had an absolute disaster class. But did you get a chance to watch much of the footy over the weekend?
Well, unfortunately, I had the chance to watch the Villa, didn't I?
Oh, what happened when the Villa boys rocked up at Anfield?
Oh.
Did Onana have another masterclass? Was he just Rolls Roycing round Anfield? What was going on?
He was rolling. I don't know about Roycing. It definitely wasn't Marco Roycing. But no, it was just absolute disaster. The first half, we went for it. We looked good. We looked sharp, and then King Emmy just too casual. Just gives Salah the easiest goals ever done score in his life. And then I think we just kind of just gave up. It was almost like we just lost the fight in the second half. Right. But anyway, it's funny you can laugh at us. I take losing at Anfield, but losing at the London Stadium. What's that about?
Oh.
You get the satisfaction out of beating me, kicking me while I'm down. Come on.
I'm not getting any satisfaction from kicking you while you're down. I mean, the Villa boys did that to themselves, just lay down and just took a beating. I've got no words for what happened with us on Sunday because we went strong. We put a strong lineup out, and West Ham are awful. West Ham are shocking.
They are bad.
And I was literally thinking after 2 minutes when Jacob Murphy rattled one in from outside the box. I was thinking, if you're letting Jacob Murphy score outside the box inside 5 minutes, you are crap. So I was thinking 1-0, this is just going to be a 2 or 3-0 walkover job. And then we just died, mate. Like we just let in. All 3 goals were horrible. But the first goal that we let in with Nick Pope, mate.
It was 3 goals.
Say it again.
I thought you finished 2-1. Did you not finish 2-1?
It's 3-1.
I'll tell you off at 2-1 and never just I can't be after this.
Nah, going through the goals, like Paqueta hit one from about 25 yards. Pope's got there with 2 hands and just pushed it in the net. And I've been saying this for a while, like he's been a good serve at Nick Pope, mate, but he's too stiff. Like he's not an agile keeper. He's just tall.
Yeah, he's not the one.
He's not like he'd be a good keeper, like a top keeper about 10, 15 years ago. But like every time he kicks, he looks like he's buffering. He kicks dead slow and dead stiff. He's not like he's not an agile keeper. So the first one he got there and just pushed it in the net. Second goal was just an own goal, which it was just an attack out of nothing, and then I think Wan-Bissaka's just put in one of his crap little crosses, and then Botman's just slid in and kicked it in. Goal out of nothing. And then the third goal was another Nick Pope buffering moment, where Bowen's got the ball, and it's like right at the end of the game. Bowen's got the ball, he's cutting, he's had a shot. It's sort of like Nick Pope's bent over to get it. It's like got stuck between his legs, and then when he's realised where the ball is, I think Souček just come in and bundled it in. So it was just a bad performance, mate. But we just, oh God. And it's one of them games that you just think away at West Ham, you've got to be getting 3 points there. I think we're like 12th in the league.
You need to be.
I mean, as much as at the start to our season's been absolutely dog shit, because everyone else's, apart from Arsenal, aren't consistent. Like Villa, like you're 3 points ahead of us, and I think our start to the season has been horrid, and you're only 3 points ahead. Whereas I feel like if teams had got their act together, like it'd be looking like Champions League would just be unreachable. But we move. We have European commitments this week, so onwards and upwards, mate. Did you catch any other games over the weekend?
Yeah, I watched the battle at the well, it's not battle at the bridge. It's it was at Spurs, wasn't it? So battle of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium don't really have the same ring to it, does it?
No,
So
but
I watched that game.
game still had a bit of spice to it though.
Oh yeah, there's a nice bit of spice, a nice bit of kicking. And then I watched bits and parts of the City game. So and then bang up for Everton tonight. I'll definitely have that on.
Yeah, I think the Tottenham game. Tottenham just have no creativity, mate. That Xavi Simons.
Right. Oh, they started 3 CDMs. What are they doing? How can you start 3 CDMs and then expect to win a game? Wait, huh? It's like 4 CDMs. Yeah, Bergvall, Bentancur, Papasar,
Paulinho.
and
Paulinho.
which one of them is not a CDM?
All of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How can you start with 4 CDMs? I could understand if you've just gone to Kudos, just stick up front and just stand last man. But Kudos was tracking back constantly.
Yeah.
If you're going to start 4 CDMs, you need to play some dodgy formation where basically you got your back four and then your midfield four just don't move from in front. Push everyone inside and then just hit on the counter. But they didn't even try to do that.
No, they just got 4 trucks in the midfield, mate. Like just 4 centre mid. Like I say, 4 CDMs. There's no creativity there. A lot of those players are good at similar things. Like I know Sarr gives you a bit more energy, but like Bentancur and Paulinho do the same job pretty much. Like
Yeah.
and I get it, like if you're away at like Anfield or the Etihad or a tough European game away from home and you're just going there for a draw, I get it. But when you're at home against rivals who you want to be competing against, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And Simmons, come on, man, he died as well. Javi Simmons is. I just don't rate him, mate. These German cams who are coming to the Prem, mate, just can't get a grip of the pace of the Prem, mate. They can't handle it. They ain't got the physicality for it. Like, so he looks like he's struggling. So I mean, Chelsea more than deserved that win. See Arsenal again. It's just another clean sheet, mate. 2-0 Burnley, not a shot on target for Burnley.
Well, what are you expecting? What are you expecting?
It's still impressive though. The fact they just keep.
No, it is impressive what they're doing. Like, I can't even moan, but I still don't want them to win the league.
I think we're gonna have to get used. I think it's gonna happen, mate. Like
People think Liverpool fans were bad when they won the league. Arsenal fans are going to be a million times worse.
Yeah, they probably will, mate. They probably will. But like the way I'm looking at it at the moment is like, who out there do you think can put a run together?
Liverpool and City. Well, City, obviously, they won again. Yeah,
they've got Liverpool next week.
Yeah, Liverpool next week. So that'll be another result for Arsenal. That should keep them on the train.
Exactly. So someone's got to drop points next weekend, and if Arsenal win, and I think Arsenal are away at Sunderland, if Arsenal win, then they go it could be 8 points clear or something, which is just this stage of the season. It's just.
But all it takes is someone to get injured and the wheels will fall off. They'll bottle it.
We'll see,
City will get stronger as the season goes on. Liverpool will get stronger again.
So do you not think Arsenal are going to win the league?
I think they will, but I just hope they don't.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see what happens, mate. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Okay, mate. So earlier on, mate, you said you had an absolute stinker, and I am here for it. I want to hear all about how last week has been for you. I want to hear about the disaster class. All your losses, all the pain, mate. I'm here for it. Talk to me.
Mate, it was a bad one. Absolute stinker from start to finish. So, let's go back to last Wednesday night. PSG Laurent. I'm like, come on. PSG look like they've hit a bit of form again in the league. They're doing all right in the Champions League. Best team by miles. Marseille in touching distance as well. PSG just put out a dog shit team to start. And then, but I think Cavra started and Barcola, I think it was, started. So I was like, okay, they've got two out of the 3 or 4.
That's enough to beat anyone in the French league with them two up top.
Well, exactly. They had at least two of the big boys anyway. I can't remember if it was Defrick. I'm sure Cavra definitely started. I can't remember if it was, but I think it was Barcola. And then Dewey came on late. And then at half time, it was 0-0. The first half, I didn't watch it, but the stats looked drab. I think both teams were under 0.1 expected goals. So you know it was a shit half of football. So then they start bringing on the big boys. Vitinha come on, João Neves come on. So I was like, okay, that's all right. And I think maybe Doué come on. And then I think they ended up like 1.6 expected goals to like 0.2 or something like that. Like it was just ridiculous. And then another game, Marseille at home to, I think it was Marseille at home to Angers. 2-1, conceded like a 93rd or 94th minute equaliser for 2-2. I'm like, what are you doing? So those are the two teams that done me for a little winner.
So how many? What was the fold on those accas and how far into it were you? Had you had some wins before?
No,
that?
it was early doors, so it's hard to moan. But I think I had like 4 or 5 that day, and they let me down. So that was Wednesday night. So that was the tenfold. So yeah, it was really frustrating because everyone else come in apart from them two, which is just really fucking annoying. So I think that was a 10.2 to 1, but plus the bonus, so it probably would have been about 300 quid.
Yeah.
But two teams you like just really expect to win there. So that's how it started, and then it just went. Then the weekend it got worse.
So it started badly and went downhill from there.
Yeah. So then moving on to the weekend, I then put I went against the namesake, put West Brom to beat Sheffield Wednesday.
Nice. You went with
I know we say we don't back the early kick-off, but I'm like, West Brom are a solid established Champions League club, and they usually do all right at home. And Sheffield are just disarray. Sheffield are just disarray.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that you've literally picked a team to win on the.
I know.
Or
the
fact that I picked them as well. And that cost me as well. So I can't, as much as I want to rip you for that one, I just 100% thought if there's ever a team that's going to win at home against Sheffield Wednesday, it's going to be the Baggies.
Yeah. So, like, the Baggies are just usually quite solid at home, don't give much away at home, and the stats look like the pound of them, but again, nothing. So
the stats actually said that they had 13 shots and 6 on target. Do you know how I know, Matt? Because I was watching it like a fucking hawk. That's how I know that.
No, the Bet365, Matt. Balls here, possession,
yeah,
shot off target.
I was just watching pitch, mate. I was on the way back from food shopping. I was literally just watching pitch. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then moving on from there into Norwegian League. So I'll repot on another acca after that. I was like, come on then. Right, we've got the bad luck out of the way. We've had a couple of shit results, and then Bodo Glimt in Norway were playing. I know it's not the most outrageous league. They were in really good form as well, Bodo, and they were playing Valerenga. So they're like fifth in the league. Valerenga are. But Bodo were like second in the worse. I think they were second in the league, and basically if they won, they went top. And it's like a neck and neck battle between them and Vikings for top of the league. Like, no, Vikings won on the weekend, so they're 1 point ahead. So you know it's like toe and toe. So it's like they've got to win. So I was like, okay, they're gonna win that. Did they fuck? So that was another shit show.
So how many accas is that we're down so far? I've counted at least 3, maybe 4 that you've said already.
No, I'm probably about 5 down by this point. because I had like a week long one, and I had like a mixture of other teams, and like so they like so I might have had like 3 or 4 accas on at the same time with a mixture of all different teams. So that just done me in on Saturday.
Oh.
And then Sunday I started again. No, I started again on Saturday night after the Bodo Glimt game. I started another one on Saturday night. Got a few W's on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Going into Sunday.
Yeah.
And then I think I had 5 on Saturday evening after that game went down. So then going into Sunday, I had your boys to beat West Ham. I didn't see how West Ham done anything against the.
So what you're telling me is it's your fault that we lost to West Ham because you had us on your account. Yeah. I bet if you hadn't have had us, then were they the only team that let you down?
No, then back to Norway again for another team that let me down.
Oh, I was gonna say, fuck you now.
But But then Newcastle let me down. Obviously, the early kick-off on Saturday, so I went back in on another one on Sunday. Sorry, then went back in on another one on Sunday, and lost again with this team in Norway. So this team in Norway, right? KFUM Oslo. They're like kind of, I guess they're like 10th in the league, so not the highest, but they're playing against. They've got like 34 points. They're playing against a team who were bottom of the league, and they were at home as well. And they've got 9 points in 27. Bear in mind, 27 games. This team have got 9 points, a minus 48 goal difference. This team have got. They're called Haugesund or something like that. Yeah. So Oslo win plus goal difference. They're minus 48, and they've got 9 points in 27 games. They've not won at this point in 12 games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They won 4-1.
Oh my god! Oh, they've clearly got some ringers in there. They've clearly got some ringers.
No, sorry. Bearing in mind, this is the table now, not before the game. So before the game, they had 6 points in 26 games.
Good.
So the 9 points is as the table stands. So 6 points in 26 games, and they beat some and minus 48 goals. That's nearly like minus. That's nearly to a game. They've not won in like 12 games or something like that, and they beat my team 4-1. They went like 3-0 like early.
They got some ringers in. They got some ringers in for that game. That's like Sunday League when you need a W, mate, and you get all your best mates to play from the school team, like for your Sunday team. Like that's ridiculous. Were there any red cards or anything?
No, and they were away from home as well. They weren't even at home, so I can't even go to the home advantage. The crowd was cheering them up. They went away from home to Oslo and literally just pounded them 4-1 and have only got 2 results all season.
Well, you know the team that were bottom of the league?
Yeah.
Do you know the team who you picked to win? Were they top of the league?
No. They were like us, mid-table.
I was literally going to pull you up on your bullshit then from last week, saying I'd never have a top v bottom ever again, but I'll let you off because they weren't top.
No, that's away from home. But even the journey, I've just looked at the journey, and it's a 6-hour, 41-minute drive, so it's not even like it's close. So they had a minging trip, they had a minging travel, and then they still got 2 results all season, and battering KFUM Oslo.
That's funny, mate. That team absolutely stood on business. You could imagine them just on some cramped little crappy minibus as well, barely making it to the stadium. Like players just all season up from a 6-hour drive straight on the pitch, mate. And they just got the job done, mate. That's quality. That is quality.
Mate, the attendances there are crazy. Like for the team KFUM Oslo, bearing in mind that's the capital, they've only got like an attendance of like a capacity of like 3,000.
Mate, this week I'm gonna try and find that. I'm gonna try and find the highlights from that game, mate. I need to sit there and enjoy. I'm gonna look for the highlights for that. That's quality. What?
Yeah,
Anything more? How did your week go from there then? Surely the only way from there is up.
Oh mate, dead down, and then Anthony Taylor. So before any cards come out, because I know Anthony Taylor doesn't like to give cards.
No, he don't.
I got it at 9-2. Him to basically dish under 1.5 cards, 2.5 cards. So
yeah,
was it 2.5? Sorry, under 1.5 cards. So he was allowed to keep one. So the leeway of if you book someone, I would have had a leeway of 1 booking. Mm-hmm. So I had something like that because we all know that he hates to book people, and so yeah, I put that on as well. And then obviously he do like 4 bookings in the end, which is probably like the most in the past like 10 years.
Yeah, he's a weird one, Taylor. Like he'll have some games where he just commits to none, and then other games where he can do a few. So he's a weird one like that. But that's frustrating, especially because the first one came out for just Donnarumma just bitching about the goal as well. It wasn't even a challenge, the first one.
Yeah. So that's me. That's my shit show of a week.
So just to recap, just to before we get on to me and my pain, just to recap, how many bets did you win over the last week?
I don't know how many languages you can say 0 in.
0, nil point. Nil point.
Nil. Nothing. Nada. Nilch. Nil.
Mate, that is... So, and how many bets did you put on, like 7?
Oh, mate, I don't even know.
Yeah,
I
mate,
don't even know.
you were 007 like Gisand for Villa, mate. 007 like Florian Wirtz, mate. You were like, that's bad, that. 007 like Anthony Elanga for Newcastle, mate. Just contributing nothing. Oh, God. So,
And then the thing I didn't do was back. What's his name? Matteo or whatever his name.
mate, Pablo Maffeo.
Maffeo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then by that point I'd had enough. And then I did actually look at Maffeo at like 60 minutes, and he hadn't even done the fast. So I was like, oh, forget it. And then obviously he come in.
Well, there we go, mate. Well, there we go. That is why I am the in-play card king, mate. But to be honest, mate, Sunday saved me because it was shaping up to be a Rocky Horror Story, mate. A Halloween horror story for me this weekend.
Wait. So did you have anything in the week last week?
Anything in the week?
Yeah, obviously because it was the cup games last week, wasn't it?
What? No, because no. It was the League Cup.
Oh, didn't you miss out on Joel Linton? Is that what I remember you saying?
It was the League Cup, weren't it? Yeah, so the League Cup games I don't tend to like to go in on because you just never know how seriously teams are going to take it. But I definitely was watching Newcastle Spurs and we were cruising to victory. Joelinton comes on and I'm just thinking, right, we've got this. Like, it weren't a nasty game. Tottenham had come, they'd accepted they were going to lose. But you know what Joelinton's like? He's always good for something stupid. He's always got a silly moment in it. But I thought, nah, not tonight. He's only got 20 minutes left. He ain't going to do anything stupid. Checked his odds. I think he was 14s when I last checked for a card, which is ridiculous for Joelinton. And then literally first time Kudos gets the ball, Kudos just skips past him. He tracks back and then like 2 foot tackles him from behind and then like so he like 2 foot sives him from behind, brings him down. They get up and like go head to head, and the ref just books him and Kudos straight away. That was a 14-1 that I just usually if it weren't the cup I would have had that, but it just is what it is, mate. So that one that was one that I probably should have won. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So I'm not going to go on about West Brom, mate, because you've already talked about them, and I don't want to talk about the pain they inflicted on me. I mean, I had a 12-fold. They were the only team that let me down on the 12-fold for a turn 6-4-6. But it was one of them where I still had like nine. I still had like 9 teams after West Brom, so I just almost like discounted it from just was like that. Don't matter, that's gone. And then it was only when I checked my slip yesterday that all the other teams had won over the weekend. So that was annoying. But again, never backed the early kickoff, and I backed the early kickoff, mate. So I got no one to blame but myself. So I take that on the chin. Cards, I got a heck of a lot wrong over the weekend. So going back to Saturday,
the 6 you put on, the 6 you said it on Saturday. None of them come in, did they? I had to with one of the comments on TikTok.
0 out of 6, mate. 0 out of 6, mate. It was. But I think that there were extenuating circumstances, mate, because the first one, Krejci was playing centre mid for Wolves against Fulham. He'd literally done a foul within 25 seconds, and I was thinking, right, he's going in. Like I said, Krejci, out of position, he's done a foul, here we go. And then the centre half for Wolves, I can't pronounce his name. Is it one of the centre half for Wolves has done a last man foul and got sent off. So Krejci then went and got put centre half. So like that was like within I think he got sent off after like 30 minutes or something. So that, and then obviously like Fulham Wolves then just sat back and just accepted defeat. So that ruined that one. The Man United Forest game I just got completely wrong. I think Ryan Yates coming on for Forest messed me up in that game because he come on and I just instantly think he's going to get booked. He done 2 fouls one bad one against Cunha, so I thought he was going to go in. Didn't do nothing after that, so I went in on Yates. That let me down. So that was a poor shout. I'm trying to think who else. Oh yeah, that Hartman against Saka. Burnley just shelled up and accepted a defeat. Just rolled over and took it. So they didn't even try put up a resistance against Arsenal. So I got that one wrong. I think the game that hurt me the most was the Chelsea-Tottenham game. Because last week I said that was going to be Battle of the... I know it weren't at the Bridge like you said, but Battle of the Bridge. Tottenham-Chelsea's always going to have a bit about it. Always a spicy affair. And I just got all the in-plays wrong, mate. So I thought Cucurella was going to go in against Kudos. Yeah. Didn't happen. Moises was snapping in like nobody's business. Moises, Kai said,
he's a joke at the minute. How good he is.
like, I just thought to myself, right, he's snapping in like crazy. And I thought, he's not going to get every single challenge right. He's going to get one wrong. So I thought,
Yeah.
he's going to go in, but he just got everything right. Played an absolute blinder. And then Jed Spence done a nasty foul on, I think it was Enzo. He come in and caught his calf quite nasty. And then Cucurella was whinging at him, and he got up and he shouted in Cucurella's face. Did you see that? When Cucurella absolutely shit himself. Like, Cucurella
he absolutely.
proper shit his butt, proper shit himself.
He's proper. He's proper.
Because you can tell Cucurella's one of them, mate, who... Cucurella's one of them, yeah, where he's mouthing off the whole game. He dives. He's a right dickhead. And Spence just stuck it on his toes. Do you know what it reminded me of? This is going to show my age here. Do you remember when Paolo Di Canio pushed that player over and got pushed he pushed the ref and the ref fell over.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Nigel Winterburn ran over to him to be like mouthing off at him, acting the tough guy. And Di Canio went like, "What?" Like as he was going to hit him, and then Winterburn shit himself. It reminded me of that, mate. Like Cucurella proper shit himself. So I thought, right, Jed Spence was sat there on about like 12-1 after doing that, and I thought he's going to go in and hurt someone here. So I got everything wrong in the Chelsea Spurs game. That pissed me off because I went in on Romero as well. See, Romero come on and was just trying to get booked.
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Right, he loves it.
Come on, was mouthing off at the ref, throwing himself into challenges. I thought he's trying to get books here. He didn't get one somehow. So I got 4 players wrong in that game. And then 8 o'clock, Villa Liverpool.
Oh.
I said to you before I fancy Rodgers this game. But I didn't put him on at the start.
Yeah, you did.
Watching the game, I was thinking Rodgers is going to go in at some point. And then Emery put Rodgers to the left. So he's on Conor Bradley. I thought, right, Conor Bradley's going to go in, and then Rodgers is going to go in. So I got them both up at 52-1, and then Rodgers went in, and then I started thinking, brilliant.
Have Bradley done any fouls?
No, but that was because I went in for Bradley because he put Rodgers over on Bradley's side. So I thought, right, he's going to bring him down, and then Sancho got subbed on. And then he moved Rodgers over to the right, and Sancho played on the left. So once Sancho was on, I was like, that bet's dead, mate. Because Jadon Sancho is a coward of a footballer. He just literally gets the ball, does a step over, flicks his leg, and then passes it off before anyone gets to him. So I thought, well, that one died. And then just Sunday, I've got another one where I just don't understand the rules of football anymore. Because Barcelona are playing Elche. And Elche got a player booked, and Barca have a player called Mark Casado, who's a little dirtbag. He's a bit like Gavi, but he just does these niggly fouls constantly. And I won on him earlier in the season. He got subbed on against Newcastle in the 88th minute, and then got booked straight away. So I was watching him. He had done like 3 fouls, so I was like, right, keep an eye on him. And his odds were ridiculous. But I waited till he'd done his 4th, and I was like, right, I'm going in now. 11-1. 4 fouls, 11-1. He ended up on 6 and didn't get a card. And I'm just like looking at the ref like the thing that really wound me up was because I know for a fact if it was an Elche player, Elche player did 6 fouls on a Barca player, he's getting carded. But because it's a Barca player, like he's just letting him get, and Barca at home, he's just letting him foul. So that referee's name was Miguel Sesma. So Miguel Sesma, you are a coward, and I cannot believe you didn't book Casado for that sick foul. So I'm not happy with that, mate. So there was a heck of a lot of losses for me, but fortunately, I landed the Maffeo one, and it was really funny because Maffeo, he didn't even foul Ezazuli. Like it was weird. Like I was watching the first bit of the game. And like he didn't do nothing. Like he didn't foul him once, or didn't look like he was going to foul him. I was thinking, oh god, I've dropped a clanger here.
Did your boy get fouled much?
Ezazuli? No.
Yeah.
No, he didn't get fouled. He didn't get fouled much at all. And the funny thing is, I didn't even see what the booking was for. I literally put Maffeo on at 13-2 because I just thought I've said Maffeo all week. It's by hook or by crook. I'm gonna put it on. So put Maffeo on. Got him at 13-2. And then I switched the game off, I think, at about 70 minutes. And then I just got a notification from 365 saying your bet's landed. And I was like, what is going on here? So I quickly just checked, mate. And he'd gone in, mate. So I think he went in around the 86th or 88th minute in the end. So I'd like to say that was me doing a lot of research, and I played it to a T. But the guy that I thought was going to get fouled didn't get fouled and got subbed off, and Maffeo got booked. Well, the guy I thought he was going to get booked on weren't even on the pitch. But you know what, mate? A win's a win, and we take it to the bank.
Mate, every W's a W.
It is. So that one saved my weekend, mate. Otherwise, it would have been a bit of a horror show. So yeah, not too bad when all is said and done.
Obviously, the Europa League and Conference League are back this week. And obviously some big games on the weekend. What do you reckon? What games are you looking at this week?
Yeah, Champions League's back, so I always like having a play when the Champions League is on, because so much is on the line for the teams, and so I think there's going to be a fair few bookings this week. I think the games that there's 3 games in particular I'm going to keep an eye on. First one is Liverpool Madrid at Anfield, because I really like the Vinicius Junior Conor Bradley matchup. Because I think
that
Conor
could
Bradley
be naughty. That could.
It will. I remember Bradley against Madrid last time. He put in like a proper crunching tackle on Mbappe, which got Anfield proper up for the game. So I think he's going to be stuck on Vinny, and I think Vinny I know Vinny's going through a bit with Madrid and Alonso and that at the minute, but I think he's got a bit of a point to prove, I think, because he missed the pen the weekend. He took the pen off Mbappe and missed it.
Did he?
Yeah. So Mbappe scored a pen, they got another one, and then Vinny took it and missed it. So I think he's going to be I think he's got a point to prove, because obviously there's I think Alonso's not having him. Yeah, so I think he'll be eager to impress, and I think Bradley's just going to stick it on him. So I think Conor Bradley will go in against Vinicius Junior. The Newcastle v Bilbao game. So Bilbao have a couple of right backs who I think either of them could go in against Gordon. The one that I think is going to play is called Garozabal, and he's like a bit of a stiff full-back. I think he was a centre-half that's been converted to a right back. But
they're always got to get space in the
Gordon's going to have him on absolute toast. So, and it's under the lights at St James's. So I can see Gordon definitely getting him carded. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on. And then a game that I don't know whether there'll be cards because it's a big game, but there are certain matchups I really like. So PSG v Bayern. There are just certain matchups in that game.
That's interesting, that is.
It is, because I could see it being a game where, because both teams are class teams, and they both won all 3 of their games so far. I could see on one hand being a game where both teams have too much respect and they're like, do you know what, we'll take a point here and move on. But there are just...
I think Bayern are going to go for it. They've just set a record. I think they've won every game since the league started, and it's 14 games, so it's a record that no team's ever won that many games in a row.
What, you mean in all competitions?
Yeah. I think it's 14. I see the starting line earlier saying it's 14 games all win. And I
know they've won every game, but I just don't know if it's one of those games where they just go, do you know what, maybe we'll take a point here, it's not the end of the world. So, because the matchups I like are, if Cavra's playing against Lima, Lima
he was smashing all over the place, bro.
Yeah, so Cavra got him booked, I think, in the Club World Cup as well. So I think Lima will go in. Then I really like Elise v Mendes. Because Nuno Mendes...
What, for a card? Nuno Mendes, mate, he's a boss.
Yeah, but when I said this on the podcast, I said keep an eye on Mendes and Lamau, and I didn't put it on, and both of them got booked when PSG played Bayern. Because Mendes is so attacking. I could just see him going on one of his little fruity runs and Elise just pulling him back. And then I can see Mendes just being doing a foul on Elise, because Elise gets fouled a couple of times per game. So that's what I like, that matchup as well. And then I also like Hakimi and Diaz, because Diaz fouls a lot and gets fouled a lot. So there's a few matchups.
Diaz used to foul loads in the Prem.
I mean, what I'd say for that game is definitely Lima, and then obviously keep an eye on how the game's progressing. But I think there's a good chance that Elise and Mendes as well could go in. So those are my Champions League games. In terms of Europa League, again, Europa League's tough because there are just so many teams and so many different players.
Villa are playing, so you'll definitely have some cards on there.
I've already found the player in the Villa game. Don't worry about that.
Matty Cash.
No, not Matty Cash. Even though I didn't have him on the weekend, and he definitely got booked, which is annoying. But Villa are playing Tel Aviv at Villa Park. And Tel Aviv have a player called Issouf Sissoko. And when I looked at his card record, I thought, oh, that's interesting. You get booked a lot. He's been booked 3 times in the Europa League already. Because that's player qualifying round. That's played qualifying to get. So they played 7 games, and he's been booked 3 times in 7 games.
And what position is he?
Centre defensive mid against Morgan Rogers.
Money.
Yeah, so that guy he's a billion%. Like he's probably my top pick of the week. Would be that player.
I'll be at the game, mate. So I'll have a player cam on him.
So like when I said last week, I said Maffeo's the one that. Maffeo was last week, Sissoko this week. And then just in terms of the weekend, again, 3 games. Fulham are playing Everton at Everton. So you've got Jack Grealish against Tete. These two have got history. Man City played a game a couple of years ago where them two were against each other. And Tete kept fouling Grealish. And then Grealish got up and they squared off and both got books. So I think Tete will get books against Grealish. Tottenham Man U, early kick-off on the Saturday. I've got a feeling Paulinho is going to get booked against Cunha. And I also like Luke Shaw against Kudus because Luke Shaw's not been booked this season. And I can see Kudus just having Luke Shaw on toast. So I think Luke Shaw's due a card and Paulinho against Cunha. And then my final game is Villa-Bournemouth on the Sunday. And I went back and looked at the record of Villa-Bournemouth. Last season, across the 2 games, do you know how many cards there were?
Well, I went to one at Villa Park last year. And I remember Digney got booked, and I'm sure that was at about 5 bookings.
How many 2 games? 2 games, how many bookings across both?
12.
22.
22 bookings?
22 bookings, yeah. The game you're on about had 13. The game you're on about had 13. There was 13 and 9.
Oh, bleeding now. Yeah, I remember. I know there was a few bookings, but I didn't realise it was like 13 bookings. 13
in one game, 9 in the other. Evenly split across the team. So that 13, it weren't like one team got like 10. It was like 7 and 6. So that Villa Bournemouth game is gonna hopefully that'll be keep that sort of run going. And so I mean, there's a few players there. I mean, like Matty Cash will be against Semenyo, so you know I love Matty Cash. But the 2 I'd really be focusing on in that game are Tyler Adams. And I quite like Onana as well in that game. I think he's been booked a few times against Bournemouth. So I think Tyler Adams, Onana, but then obviously Matty Cash against Semenyo is always worth a punt as well. So yeah, mate. So those are my card predictions for the week. How about you in terms of sort of games? What are you thinking, results wise?
Yeah, so obviously with the Champions League coming back, I think it's it's a good week. So. I think going across a few leagues and obviously the Conference League, so can't look away from Arsenal at the moment. Obviously, they're away to Slavia Prague. Obviously, they're going to want to go win. Probably not concede a shot on target. They might play a couple of youngsters, but I think they'll still get a good result. Coventry at home to Sheffield.
Wednesday?
Coventry Tuesday night.
Sheffield Wednesday?
Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday, yeah. Sheffield United, sorry. Sheffield United.
Okay.
Coventry playing Sheffield United. Coventry, obviously Sheffield United, and started nearly as bad as Sheffield Wednesday. Coventry are flying. I know they lost the other day to Wrexham, but they still should get back to winning ways. Atletico Madrid at home to Union as well. So I think Union are probably one of the teams that are not going to make it through the cut-off into the knockouts.
Not going to make it through the cut-off, mate. They're going to end on 0 points, mate. They're a horrible team. They shouldn't even be in the Champions League.
And then Atletico are at home. And then going to Wednesday, Chelsea away to Karabag. Again, I'm a bit apprehensive about that one because you never know with Chelsea. They're putting an amazing performance and putting a dog shit performance. But
I think he's going to roll. I think he's going to roll out the B team there, and I think that's going to be I think that's going to be a draw.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm hesitant about is if he rolls out the kids or the B team. Barca away to Bruges, and then Inter at home to Kairat. So I think, those are 3. The one I'm not 100% on is Chelsea away to Karabag. And then going into Thursday, AEK Athens at home to Shamrock. I'm like, surely a team from Ireland's not going to Greece and playing well. I think Shamrock Rovers are going to be one of the teams again that are probably not good enough for the competition. So I think AEK. I think they'll be all right. Again, away game, early kick-off. I think on the day. So I think AEK should be too strong for Shamrock. And then Samsunspor versus Hamrun Spartans. So Hamrun Spartans are from Malta. So again, got to go away to Turkey. Not ideally a place you want to go to. Again, hostile fans like AEK Athens. And then Villa at home to Tel Aviv. Come on, the boys. I'll be at the game. Player cam on your CDM, Sissoko. And then at half 12 Friday morning, so Thursday night, Palmeiras at home to Santos in Brazil.
Oh, I was wondering when you were going to throw in a non-European
Plenty.
competition. I thought I was going to say, mate, you got to have like some non-European teams on there.
But the two I picked on the weekend both won.
Did you have them on your?
And Palmeiras, yeah, I'm on the accas, yeah. Which obviously accas just fell apart. But that's my tenfold. So Arsenal, Coventry, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, which I think is a risky one. Barca, Inter, AEK, Samsunspor, Villa, and Palmeiras. That is my tenfold.
Decent, and you'll be posting that on across socials, won't you?
Yeah, I'll be posting it on TikTok. I'll post it tomorrow, so yeah, that's not a problem. Well, tomorrow's in Tuesday. So yeah, that's it. As usual, guys, we are doing our weekly topic. So this week's topic is: do you tell your partner how much you bet, and equally, how much do you win? So what I'm intrigued from you is: do you tell your missus how much you win and how much you bet, and does she watch the podcast? Because if she does, she'll know you lied to her, or you've been lying to her.
Well, this is a brilliant topic.
This is such a loaded question.
This is a fantastic topic, man. I'm glad we're doing it. So, does she watch the podcast? No, is the answer to that. She doesn't. I've got a funny feeling this episode will make its way around. Does she know how much I bet? So the answer to that is not no, but she knows that I bet quite frequently. Because mate, the amount I bet, mate, it'd be like a full-time job keeping people updated with how many sort of bets I place across the weekend. So she doesn't know how much I bet, but she knows how much I win, because what I found is a sort of knowing how much I win has got her on side. So it's like she's like we're a team now. We're a team, because it's one of those, mate, where like you need to have your partner on side, mate, so you can crack on with bets. So what I mean by that is, for example, like you like section time out with the other half to like watch things like a film of the evening and stuff, mate. But there's always good games on in the evening, mate. There's always some.
There's always a big game. It's always a big game.
I mean, like
every game's a big game.
Yeah, like the thing is, like, especially with like the way the Prem have switched to put Saturday night 8:00 games. You've always got like a prime time Serie A fixture at that time. La Liga's always going off like that in the evenings, mate. So like sometimes like I need to be working, mate, on how many like players are doing fouls. Is there an in play that I want to keep an eye on? So before I shared how much I used to win, I used to get like the side eye treatment and be like, oh, you're always on your phone, like we're meant to be watching something. But now we're a team, mate. She knows when I'm checking my phone, mate, I'm hard at work trying to win some coin, mate. So I don't get the side eye, or I don't get the like, oh, you're always like putting bets on. None of that now. It's like we're a team, mate. I'm like, if you want those yearly 2-week inclusives in Mexico, you've got to let me clock in at 8:00 and get to work. Sometimes like it's funny because like we'll be out food shopping sometimes, and like we just go around, mate. I'm just there like, 12:30 kickoff. Like who's in the lineups? I need to get this first player in card on. So I must do her absolute head in. But I share how much I've won, because it just, like I say, it just makes it easier then now. I don't have to be like, you're just on side now. On side, mate. Team, mate. I'm doing this for us, babe. I'm doing this for us. I'm trying to get trying to get us these holidays. Houses don't come cheap, mate. So it's just like, you got to be part of the team. You're the part of the solution, or you're part of the problem. So, So like, I very much share how much I win. But I'm quite lucky though, because I'm not with someone who like, I'm not saying this is everyone, but I can imagine like there might be some people who probably don't want to say how much they win because they're worried, if I share how much I win, then the other half's going to be wanting some of that. Like it's going to be saying, you need to pay for this, or you need to pay for that, or what you need to do something nice for me. So I don't get that. So I feel like
I've had that before. As soon as you have a win, oh well, you can take that for dinner. You can do this. You can do that.
yeah. So I could understand people if they had that, be like, nah, like I'm not going to share how much I win because, like, I'm gonna have to spend like a bit, like half of that on the other half or whatever. And the thing that's funny is as well is like, obviously, like if you're in that situation where like you tell your half how much you win, and then like you've said, yeah, oh well, when you're taking me out for dinner, when you're doing this, when you're doing that. The problem with that is, mate, they don't see the losses. They don't see those weekends when you're down.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh mate.
So it's like, yeah, I'd get it if like you're in a situation where you had to like do things like spend money on the other half when you've won. But I'm
Yeah.
luckily
Because
I'm
like you said,
not
don't see
in
the
that
losses.
position.
Because like you could spend, I don't know, depending on how much you stake. If you stake £10 a bet, for example, you might go 3 months without winning the bet.
Yeah.
And if you just do £10 a week, that's like what 120 quid.
Yeah, like
Well, I know for a fact I do a lot more than £10 per week. But then I could do, if I've done £30 a week for that time, that's like, again, 400 quid. And if I win a 400 quid acca, I'm breaking even. So it's not relative.
yeah,
Obviously, if you we're putting out money every single weekend and like you're making good ROI, then yeah, but not when like you might win one every 3 months and then it just about makes up your losses for the past 3 months.
yeah. Because that's the thing. Because it's not like a consistent thing. Like you said, it's ups and downs,
No.
mate. There's highs and
it's
there's
peaks
lows,
and
mate. And you might have like I've had months where I've been down like 200-300 easily, like easy.
Oh yeah,
And then there are months where you can be up like a couple of grand. So it's like
well, yeah. Look, could be off on 3 grand this month.
Exactly.
Nearly 4 grand.
yeah, and then like over the last week you lost like 7 in a row or something. So it's like say it's peaks,
Yeah.
peaks and like it's highs and it's lows. So it's but what I've learnt, mate, is I mean it's I guess it's easy for me because I'm in a position where I've been quite fortunate. I say fortunate, but I put the graft in the last year. Like put my 10,000 hours in, mate. So I know what I'm doing. So I have more good months than bad months. So I think it's easier to go to your partner and be like, oh yeah, like I'm up like 600 this month or 300 up this month. Like I don't know if imagine going to your partner and be like, yeah, down 300 this month, down 100 this month, down 80 this month.
Yeah.
Because
I'm down 300. Can you take me for a meal? No, it's the way around. I'm down 300. Can you take me for a meal then?
That ain't gonna wash. That ain't gonna wash, mate. That ain't gonna wash. So it's interesting because yeah, I mean, I just think like for me, it's just being open about it. It's just been better because like I said to you before, I just feel like it's like a team thing now. Like she just leaves me to it, lets me crack on. Like I'll pull my phone out at like 7 o'clock. Like you're doing you lineups out for the 8 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, get into work. Let me get my bets on. And I'll be with you at this time, and it just works really well. So I'm open with it. But what about you? You in the same boat as me, or?
Right, I'm open. I like, it doesn't bother my missus. Well, I guess it is great that I can just be like, yeah, I've won this, like whatever, sound, let's crack on. But then it's like you said, don't see the losses. So as soon as you start winning a couple, it's like, well, can you start betting for me then? And they're like, well, you don't see the losses, so I can't automatically bet and win you money. I'm just about towing the line to win myself money.
And that doesn't make sense because it's like, well, like I only put on the bets that I think are going to win. So obviously I'd just be placing the same bet for you. So what's the point?
Then I had the conversation with her the other day because after I won that 3 grand, she was like, "Oh, can you put on some bets for me then?" I was like, "But you don't know how much I bet to lose." And she's like, "Yeah, I don't mind, but can you just pick different teams what you pick?" And I was like, "Well, the reason why I pick my teams is because I think they're going to win." So yeah, but no, all in all, to be fair, I talk about it all the time. She knows when I'm putting on a bet, so I ain't got no issues or no dramas. Don't get no side eyes. It's all great. It's fairly chilled.
Oh mate, you're absolutely living life. So like, you've never had a situation where you've been like out like or I don't know doing the food shopping or out for a dinner and stuff, and you're just absolutely buried in your phone, and it's been like, what you doing? Like, you still betting? Not had any of that?
Nah, I'm just like putting on a bet.
Mate, you're a liar. You just looked away from me.
Just leave me to it.
You couldn't even look me in the eye when you answered that question. That's funny.
Literally leave it. Maybe if we've been out for dinner and I've been trying, but then I'm like, I'll try and get my bet on before we go out for dinner.
So you have to
Like,
be a bit tactical with it.
Yeah, but you got to be a bit tactical. You can't always be sat there in a restaurant having dinner and you're like just buried in your phone, like trying to look up the stats and all sorts and
That very much depends, mate. That very much depends if someone like Zakanyi's playing, or that very much depends if Ezazuli's playing, mate. Honestly,
Like, if that's the case, like go to the toilet. I'm having a 20-minute shit. 20 minutes sit down on the toilet.
just a little tactical toilet break, mate, just so you can get the bets on. That's so fun, mate.
Oh, I've got a really bad stomach. My stomach's really playing up. I'll have to pop back in 10 minutes as well just to check again.
Mate,
you've done that. You know you've definitely done that.
Yeah, mate. That's the sort of.
You're telling me you haven't done that?
No, that's the sort of tactics I used to pull back in the day before I was a consistent winner, mate. Like I used to do all sorts, like so I could go and make sure my bets were on. But now, like I say, now I'm go on. What are you gonna say?
Or gonna say watching the game on your leg underneath the table.
Oh no, we're watching what the hell were we watching last night? We were watching. Oh, you're not gonna watch this, but we watched this thing called Married at First Sight, mate. I'm obsessed with it. Oh, Married at First Sight UK, and I know everyone who's watching this podcast is gonna turn off now. But I was watching that. But I was like, had that up, but then I had like the Betis game up, mate, in one hand, and I just was like scanning between the both, mate, because I needed to see what Maffeo was doing. So I was doing that up until about the 70th minute.
As usual, guys, thanks for watching. Please get into the comments and tell us if you tell your partner how much you bet and how much you win. I hope I have a better week, and if you've had a bad week, I hope you have a better week too. So good luck, peace out, and don't forget to like and comment.
Take care, everyone. Peace out. Until next time.
And don't forget to tune in next week for Never Back the Early Kickoff. Thanks for watching. Follow us across socials for more. And remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Please gamble responsibly. 18+.